Hey, what's up? Rob here at Twice Bitten CrossFit, and I am here with Tracy, and she is going to help me today demo some key things about our squat that are going to keep us safe and help us have a better squat. All right, so first thing is unracking the bar. So when we're unracking the bar, we want to make sure that it's in the rack. We get underneath it, rest the bar on our traps, and go ahead and stand up with it and take a few steps back. And then whenever we rack the bar, we're just going to do the reverse of that. We're going to walk it in, make sure we get a tap and a tap whenever we walk in to make sure it taps. That way we make sure we've gotten the bar all the way on the rack. Because what can happen is if we're just carrying it in and racking that way, we might get one side but then miss the other. And that's no fun when that happens. All right, so another key factor on this is what happens if we're going for a 3-rep max, 1-rep max, and we don't get it. If we hit failure, what do we do then? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna go over is bailing on a lift. Okay, this is gonna be when you get a squat, you hit full depth on the squat, you're on the way up, and it's just not happening. So we're gonna actually dump the bar behind us and we'll go forward. The bar will go behind us, we will go forward. And we want to make sure we always have a spotter whenever we're getting to a squatting weight where we might be hitting failure. We also want to make sure to communicate to our spotter that our spotter knows, like, hey, if I miss this, I'm going to dump it. Okay, so now Tracy is going to dump this lift. So she's going to get a full squat down, good depth on the squat. Can't quite get up, and she's going to dump it back and get out of the way. Good. So the other thing that we'll see is sometimes the way the mechanics of somebody's body are made up is if they come close to failure, they are unable to dump the bar backwards. You'll see when they squat, they start to have this forward lean and they'll get stuck right here. So it's pretty much impossible for them to dump the bar backwards. So what we don't want to do is try to push the bar over our head. In this case, whenever we know as a squatter or the person that we're squatting, if they're going to have that forward lean, we're going to need to spot them in a different way. But we want to make sure we have very clear communication of what's going to happen. So let's say Tracy is somebody that's a forward leaner. She knows if she needs a spot, she can't dump it. So the way I'm going to spot her is I'm going to stand behind her and I'm going to stay close to her body and I'm going to stay right here like this. Okay? So if you want to get an angle in front here, Trammy. So I'm going to stay right here like this. So squat, start leaning forward. Then I would just help her up by applying a little bit of pressure on her shoulders. Okay, so we'll do this with the bar. We'll go ahead and do one squat, and I'll help you up a little bit with it. So as a spotter, I'm staying really close here. I'm not touching her. She's going to squat all the way down, and then she just needs a little bit of help on the way up. Good. And then I'm going to walk her with it all the way back in. Tap, tap. And the bar's down. All right, guys, so again, the key things here are making sure when we unrack the bar that we step underneath it. It's on the meaty part of our traps. We stand up, take a few steps when we're going to begin our squat. And then for spotting purposes, make sure that you communicate. You always have a spotter when we're going near failure. If you are going to dump the bar, to let your spotter know, or if you're going to need help, possibly because you're going to end up leaning forward, that you communicate that with your spotter. Because what we don't want is for someone to think that they need to spot you like this, and then you dump the bar backwards on them, okay? So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, or you have a video that you want to see or want to learn more about something, comment below. Be happy to help you out. Talk to you guys soon.
Good.